I was talking with Councilmember Durhal, who's one of your opponents in this race, about what he sees as this kind of feedback loop that can legitimize certain candidates and hold and put others in kind of a different box where these polls are done, um, at a certain point in time that are not, they're representative of kind of a snapshot of where the electorate is at. Those polls are then used to determine who gets invited to debates, who gets invited to events where those candidates who are fortunate enough to poll well and then get invited are exposed to a broader audience and are, up for different endorsements and they have kind of some more legitimacy by being invited to that. And then that further kind of reinforces some of the name recognition and the momentum that they build. And it seems very difficult for somebody that doesn't have the opportunity to get invited to some of these things, or their support isn't reflected very highly in a poll. How do you overcome that? I'm asking is because you've not been able to participate in some of these things as well. And
Yeah,
do you feel like this is from kind of like the way we run elections in the city? Are there people making decisions about who's legit and who's not? Who's the real candidate? Who's an underdog?
yeah.
What do you think of all that?
Well, let's just be clear about it. Media has totally exaggerated a lot of different things. I can tell you if you go back, and I have screenshots of what the Fox Theater looked like during that initial announcement of the
When
past
Pastor Kinlock
when Pastor
announced it,
Kinlock
yeah,
announced.
I was in
They
the
said it was 4,000, 5,000 people in there. How when the mezzanine and the balcony are totally empty? The numbers don't add up for me, but the numbers don't add up for me in politics and government either. When we market a city, and similar to how Ms. Dumas came on here and shared with you, we market a city and give out numbers that totally give an illusion of of what is not reality here in the city, and that's why Detroiters are mad. So when it comes to the forums that I've not been able to participate in due to polls that have been done with 500 or 400 people. They do that specifically and strategically and intentionally to get their candidates across. I'll just be frank with you. The story and the narrative put on the top 2 to 4 candidates, and then the numbers that they say I bring in, they say I'm going to bring in less numbers than I had in city council, and it was 160 candidates.
Mhm.
So for me, all my advisors and my team, we don't look at the numbers, especially those that are reported. We do understand how they try to position other candidates, but our job is to speak to Detroiters and not get distracted because when we get this job, or when whoever gets this job and then calls on us to play a big role in that administration, we believe truly that we'll be able to carry out the will and the hearts of the people.
Mhm.
And so, we I can go into any of these offices, corporations, make 2 calls and get in front of them. It's not hard to get an audience. But it's funny how they don't want any other players or voices at the table. I talked to Alan over at Detroit, Black and White.
Yeah, Alan Wengel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and, I asked him the question, "Is it a conspiracy theory or something?"
Hmm.
He said, "Man, nah, it just sometimes things just happen the way that they do." And, we all know about backdoor politics, and we fight through it. It matters not to me.
Can you can you illustrate that a little bit more for me? Can we peel into that when you say like they and the people kind of making some of these decisions about who's taken seriously?
Well, okay, this is what we do now.
Who are we talking about?
Let's be straight up about it.
Yeah.
Duggan already supports his candidate. They're keeping Mary Sheffield at the head. They're keeping Mary Sheffield ahead. Now, she hasn't been in as many forums as me. She hasn't done as many podcasts as me. Um, when I go into certain areas, they know Mary, but they never seen her before. I go to the Humane Society, they never seen her before. She does a bus ride for the first time and puts it on social media. So these are they're allowed to pump her up. The
Mm.
pastor, he hasn't been in any of the community forums.
Yeah.
So how is it that he has this great following? And I talk to more ministers than them both put together. And so,
I've heard this idea a lot that Duggan is like stealthily supporting a candidate, maybe Mary,
listen,
maybe somebody else. How is he doing that? Tell me how you see that.
get this between the Illich family, between those who have been part of Lear Corporation and those type of organizations, they're supporting Kinlock. Dan Gilbert, as well as Duggan behind the scenes, are keeping Mary ahead, and that's why the media won't let her let her slip. Okay?
What do you mean by that, though?
They won't let her slip. Get this. 3 polls say that Jenkins, Craig, and Kinlock are battling for second. That's just to keep Mary right here. They've only polled 1,500 voters total between the 3 polls.
Mhm.
Actually, 1,400 if you really want to be honest. And so the only way that media get this, they will not let me on WDI4 or me or Fred get on that on that televised debate
Yeah.
because they know we go shoot shots at Mary and Kinlock. And if they can't have one of those picks that Dan Gilbert or Illich controls, then we're not then they're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And so
Conceptually, I understand what you're saying, but I like specifically, how do you back that up? How do you feel confident saying that? What evidence do you have?
let me ask you this, just like Karen Dumas told you, for the last 4 years, the media has not gone against anything that Duggan has done. Maybe 1 or 2 times when people have raised a big enough issue to cause federal eyes to start looking. But after that, nobody has said anything. But what continues to happen is that when we get to election time, the media continue. I got a letter from Channel 4 saying we're going to pick our candidates based off of the same criteria that the AFL-CIO said and the same criteria that Mackinac said. And then they all get to the debate or the forum and say, well, we really couldn't make a decision off of any real facts. That means that you all went behind the scenes and backdoored this deal to figure out who y'all can control in the numbers and control with your donations.
Mm.
And you had to call an editor or something that has a relationship with some major investor. Listen, this is what happens. There's something called, I think in journalism, safe cows, where
Sacred cow?
sacred cows. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, either way it go, it's the one.
I just know that's a term.
I think it's a sacred cow where one a corporation to save themselves from any bad publicity is going to become a major advertiser for the publication.
Mhm.
And so just think about how much money our corporations and major investors have spent with these publications and outlets over the course of time to where they become the sacred cow. You can't talk bad about them. And when they don't want you to talk bad about their friends, you're not going to do that either. And that's why I enjoy independent agencies that you all are a part of that openly allow us to come and share information so that people can be able to make an honest decision for themselves.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate